new Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris.
Why would you nominate her? Wasn't she the border czar over all of this?
She was never the border czar.
The border czar.
Don't you have all these articles saying she was in this document from Congress.gov?
No. You are forgetting that she was the border czar.
You're forgetting it.
Oh, fine. Okay. Well, what about this bail fund for rioters in 2020 that she promoted?
She never donated to a BLM bail fund.
Ow. I literally have her tweet promoting the exact bail fund right here.
No, you do not.
She said we have to defund the police.
No, she didn't.
What? It was like her whole platform.
No, it wasn't.
You're denying things we all saw. There are records.
No, there aren't.
She was ranked the single most liberal senator in the country.
No, she was not.
You can't gaslight voters into...
Kamala Harris is conservative.
What?
She was ranked the most conservative senator.
How can you erase her entire history?
I can imagine what will be unburdened by what was.
Kamala 2.0 is a new creation. Kamala 2.0 is appealing. With Kamala 2.0, we will reach the broadest and most important mass of the electorate.
I'm a brat. It's brat summer in the coconut tree.
Permanently online homosexuals.
Good luck.
We've said it once, we've said it before, we've said it a million times. The truth shall always set you free. This is Tim, let's get off my lawn, the mad ramblings of a Gen Xer. Oh, we need to talk about Kamala. Kamala the chameleon. And we need to talk about illegal immigration and the cause and effect in America that we are just not, or the media just isn't translating into the true damage that this is causing this country. And it's the policies of the Biden administration and the Harris administration that are causing these issues. But I love it, though, because there's nothing wrong. There's nothing to see here. And I love that little clip we played in the beginning, the little cartoon, because it sums it up. It sums up what the media is doing. They're saying, Kamala never did this. Kamala never said that. Kamala's now this. I remember one point that, I can't remember who it was, I think it was on CNN, that compared Kamala Harris to Ronald Reagan. See, she's a centralist like Ronald Reagan was. I believe it was Reagan that said the words that should scare you the most are, I'm here from the government, I'm from the government, and I'm here to help you. Those words should frighten every American. But don't worry. Kamala Harris now wants to, she's not taxing tips. They put out a new video the other day, a new commercial, showing the Trump border wall because she was for the wall. Because in that bipartisan deal, which was horrid, if you actually looked at it, and how it literally took away control from the president in reference to the border, she in that bill was money to build the wall. So she was for the wall, even though she said that the walls don't work, and it was a Trump vanity project. I don't get it, guys. Are we really to the point where the media, I mean, we're not really, we are at that point where the media controls everything. We know this. And the media is very slanted liberal, very slanted to the Democrats. And it's scary how this woman who was so unpopular as a vice president is now the mother to the nation. She is now Ronald Reagan. This is the same woman that Willie Brown talked about while he was married, gave her a job she wasn't qualified for, took her to Europe, gave her more money than she deserved, bought her a car because she was his mistress. Judge Joe Brown even came out and said he's known Kamala for years, and going back to her San Francisco days, if she needed something, she didn't work hard on it. She just lifted up her skirt. Those are, and like I said, these aren't. This isn't coming from me. But now we have to sit here, and we have a woman who can't even give a press conference. 37 days now, 38 days. Thursday, tomorrow, she's going to give a press conference. I love it though, because it's on CNN. It's on with a very friendly reporter. It's going to be pre-recorded, and her vice president candidate, our running mate, is going to be with her. She cannot even do a press conference or an interview by herself. Then I love it because she's got a video out, one of her little snippets, one of her little Gen Z snippets, TikTok videos about how Trump is a chicken because he won't debate her. Well, Trump agreed to the debate, said, okay, before it was, I love it because before it was Trump was backing on the debate, the agreed upon debate with the agreed upon rules for Biden, and he's a chicken because he's backing out of that. So Trump said, fine, I'll debate you. Same time, same place, same back channel. And now all of a sudden, the Kamala Harris team comes up with a bunch of rules. Well, it needs to be a sit-down debate now. We have the candidates need to be seated. And we need note cards. Without those things, we're not debating. So again, we have a presidential candidate who cannot debate unless it is seated and she has note cards. Who does this sound like to you? Sound like the same fool that's been in the White House for 3.5 years. If she can't do a stand-up debate with Trump and discuss the issues and discuss the dinner table issues that are plaguing this country, if she can't do any of this, how is she going to stand up to Putin? How is she going to stand up to Xi Jinping? How is she going to stand up to North Korea? How is she going to stand up to the Houthis or Hamas or Hezbollah or anyone else? Our military is stretched so thin right now, it's not even funny. We have aircraft carriers now that have been at sea for more than 7 months that are overdue to come back, but we are now repositioning them because of the fact of everything that's going on with Iran. And for every month extra that these aircraft carriers are out at sea, it's 2 months back in dry dock to refit and to refinish. And we have multiple aircraft carriers that have been out to sea for more than 7 months. We once had the largest Navy, now China does. But now we don't need boots on the ground. We're just going to use our ability to go out there and have, we could do it. We could do it remotely. We don't need boots on the ground anymore. Bagram Air Base, hell, we didn't need to leave anyone there. Even though all of our generals said we need to leave a presence there in Afghanistan. And I love this Afghanistan withdrawal still. Because Kamala Harris was the last voice in the room. She agrees with everything that went on. Well, they just had the memorial for the 13 service members who passed away, who died, who were killed, who were murdered because of the incompetency of the Biden-Harris administration. None of them showed up. Biden was at the beach. Harris had nothing on her calendar, but nobody went to the memorial for the 13 service members who died defending this country and died needlessly because they were too busy. So we have a woman that won't debate anything, a woman that changes with the prevailing wind, a woman that all of a sudden now is for the border wall, doesn't want to tax anybody, only going to tax those rich people, those damn richies. I love that because of the fact that if you look at some of the policies, and I'm trying to pull up the policies, and one of the things that Kamala wants to do, she's going to call for the highest ever capital gains tax rate of 44.6%. That will be the highest in the history of this country. Now, under the proposal, the combined federal state capital gains rate tax would exceed more than 50% in many states. And those states are going to be like California, which is going to be like 57.9, Jersey, which is 55.3, Oregon, which is 54.5, Minnesota, 54.4, and New York City, which is 53.4. Now, it's supposed to be, so we're taxing those richies. We're going after those richies so they pay their fair share. Okay. Harris also supports adding a second death tax, separate from the one that's already additionally in place, the existing death tax, by taking away step-by-step basis when parents died that would result in mandatory capital gains tax on death. So if someone dies, and let's say they transfer the assets to an heir, the transfer itself would be a taxable event, and the estate is required to pay taxes on the gain as if it sold the assets, even though they still have the assets. Okay, you got that? Now, this is also supposed to go after those richy riches because of the fact that it's supposed to go after those those billionaires and millionaires. Well, the problem is it's also going to hurt small businesses. It's also going to hurt such as people as farmers. Because a lot of times when this would, if you are a farmer, and let's say your father's a farmer and you're working the farm, and the father farmer passes away, you know what happens? That's a capital gains tax because it's an inheritance. I love it because China's capital gains tax is a 20% rate. Now, this is all to raise. And part of her raising her $5 trillion in tax increases over the next decade. So if you're a struggling farmer and your father dies and you inherit the farm, you're going to have to pay a 44% capital gains tax, even though you haven't sold the farm. There's also has to do with the fact that, let's say you are a smart person, an astute person. And as an astute person, you have been holding on to certain stocks, let's say Amazon stocks and things such as that. And all of a sudden you decide to sell these stocks and go through your portfolio because you've held it on for 20 years. No. You get a 44.6 tax rate because it's a capital gains tax. And it's funny because capital gains tax are often a form of double taxation. And this is what we're just talking about. And I love this line here. I just looked up this line again. When capital gains tax comes from stocks and stock mutual funds or stock ETFs, the capital gains tax is a cascading second layer of taxes on top of the current federal corporation tax, 21%, which Harris now wants to increase to 28%. The capital gains tax back in 1922, when it was first established, was 12.5%. So all these people, and so if you're a small business owner, if you want to sell your business, let's say you hit 65, you want to sell your business, you're fucked. Because you're going to have to pay you're going to have to pay almost 50% in capital gains tax just to sell your business. And I love it because this is all to help the middle class. All this is going to do is hurt the middle class. That's all it's going to do. But we don't want to talk about that. No. We don't want to talk about that because that's truly just fucking crazy. Because Kamala Harris is Ronald Reagan. But she can't debate anybody. She can't go out and talk to anybody. And if she does, it has to be, I love it because if she does, it has to be pre-recorded where they probably have editorial control. And now she's backpedaling on her price gouging ban. Oh, no. You simpletons. You misunderstood what I'm saying. I have to have some clarifications on this. It's only going to happen under certain requirements, like emergency situations. That's because companies came out and grocery stores came out and said, and grocery stores really came out. They said, we have like a 2% increase on products in the store. Because we have overhead, we have taxes, we have payroll, we have everything else going on. So we have about a 2% margin. Those greedy fucking grocery stores. 2% margin. So they're barely making any money. These are only the people that disseminate your food to the general public. No. That's not what I meant. I'm rolling that back now. What I meant there is on instances of, if there's a state of emergency. So if there's a state of emergency, you can't go out and then say, you know what, we're going to price gouge. Such as, I love it, in the immediate aftermath of a natural disaster or on the thick of a pandemic. Oh my God. And I still love the border wall thing. They put out a whole commercial about how she loves the border wall. I was for the border wall. She used photos, basically touting. She used photos in this ad, touting her record as a border state prosecutor. Oh no, she was only in charge of the fucking border. Like no. Maybe it's because 35% see the border as the number one crisis this country faces, and the majority of Americans support building a wall. Oh, Kamala. There's so much damage being caused right now by this crisis, this illegal immigration crisis, because that's what it is. That at this point in time now in Massachusetts, Republicans have submitted a request for state information on an alleged $1 billion and secret immigration crisis spending. We can't have our own homeless taken care of. We can't take care of our own veterans, but we're going to spend $1 billion in secret on illegal immigrants because they need houses. Just like there's this nonprofit group in California, shockingly, that is government funded, that was established to give $110,000 to people that want to buy houses and that can't afford houses. And it was only open to citizens. But now, you know what they said? No. Illegal immigrants should have access to houses too. Fuck you people that pay taxes, that been here forever, that you're homeless and you're only a citizen. We're going to have to give some of that $110,000. We're going to have to give $110,000 to some illegals. That's all good. Don't worry about it. The taxpayers will flip this money. But in Massachusetts, there was over 300,000 illegals. 50,000 arrived in 2021. And it's reported that there are 10,000 immigrant minors and 8,500 of them being unaccompanied, which is all being flipped by the taxpayers. Taxpayers are covering costs including schooling, social services, Medicare, and public safety. And I love the public safety thing because go to Colorado. Colorado, evidently, there's some suburbs in Colorado right now where Venezuelan gangs are taking over. They're spilling out of Denver because Denver's a sanctuary city and we welcome everyone. And we want to defend the police. So don't worry, nothing bad could fucking happen there. So evidently the city of Denver's going broke. So these illegal immigrants are spilling over into the suburbs to the point where this one suburb had to literally vote and say, I think it was a 7-2 vote, and say, we're not taking in any more immigrants or illegal immigrants that are coming from other cities in Colorado. Now, it's interesting that you have Venezuelan gangs that are taking over apartment complexes. You have a gentleman that owns an apartment complex and says, basically, I can't even get into my own buildings. What they're doing is they're renting these apartments and subleasing them or just leasing them out to other illegal immigrants. And these gang members are the ones, you know, it reminds me of New Jack City, Nino Brown. You know, Nino Brown took over the Carter, made it into a drug den. That's what these people are doing. And evidently, these gang members have the green light, or the police officers in these cities have been greenlit in reference to be murdered by these gang members. This is where we live. This is where we are. These people are coming here who are, it's like, I've said it before to every liberal that's like, we have to support these with open arms. We are the country of immigrants. Yeah, we are a country of immigrants. My grandparents came through Ellis Island. So I'm a second generation American. Came through Ellis Island, but they did it the right way. They did it legally. But you have these people that are just running across the border. They're coming here, and I'm not saying all of them, but a good portion of them want to be taken care of. We need to be taken care of. We need to be loved. We need you to pay for everything because we have no other way to do it. To the point now that the Biden administration is not even releasing anymore how many people who are on the terrorist watch list got into the country. No, we're not giving that data anymore. You fuckers don't need to know that. But don't worry. Don't worry. Kamala's going to fix everything because nothing's broken. Because I heard for 3.5 years how everything was so fucking awesome. Now she's going to fix everything day one. What are you fixing day one when everything's fucking perfect? What are you fixing? Fixing to hype up your skirt. That was from Joe Brown, not me. You allow gang members to come in here, and predictably, there's going to be crime. There's going to be a surge. And the problem is you some of these liberal cities, you have defunded the police so much that these cartels out of Venezuela understand that. So they can basically just come over and take over cities. And this isn't me being, putting up a red flag. You have someone that called it the wall of energy project that doesn't work. But I'm for the wall. Your administration sold pieces of the actual materials to build the walls for pennies on the dollar or to finish the wall because you don't believe in the wall. You believe that more border agents and security. But at the DNC, they erected walls. I don't know, but guys, I don't know. I really don't know where we're at in this world anymore. I really don't. Because for her to even be in the lead anywhere, in any state, you have to be scared. You should be fucking petrified that this moron could lead this country because she couldn't even lead a Girl Scout troop. And I love it that over the last 16 years, 12 of them have been under the regime of the Democrats. But under the 4 out of those 12 years, out of the 4 Trump years, everything bad in this country happened because of Trump. And it's amazing to me because the Obama administration was horrid. Horrid for the economy, horrid for the American people. Then we had a glimmer of hope. I was able to buy a bigger house. I was able to get a much lower interest rate. I was able to actually save money for 4 years. I was able to afford groceries. I was able to go on vacation. I was able to do these things. And then 3.5 years later, I'm worse off than I was under Obama. But don't worry, everything's fine, but we're going to fix everything. Explain it to me. Someone explain it to me. I know you don't have to explain it to me, but someone explain it to me. I love it. There was Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban and a model were on a talk show, and they were going back and forward. And the model was this was on Twitter. That wasn't a talk show, it was on Twitter. And I love it. This is his tweet. Kamala Harris is not falling into the line of the Democratic Party policies. Kamala Harris is defining her own policies, and Democrats is falling in line with her. She's literally redefining the party. And I love it because this model goes on Twitter, what policies? The only ones she has were stated by Trump. There are no fucking policies. All she's going to do is do everything that she said she was going to do for the entire part of her career, where she was voted the most liberal senator ever, but now she's a centralist and she's Ronald Reagan. I don't want no drugs. I was going to say scrubs, but it's drugs, man, because you got to be taking some fucking drugs. Because don't worry, there's plenty to take because fentanyl's pouring over the border. She's the human fucking Xerox. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of videos coming up. We're gonna have to do something on Thursday about the speech. Speech is Thursday night, so we're going to have a Friday video. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And as always, truth shows free. This is Tim. It's going to find along the Mad Ramblings of Gen Xer. And I'm out of here.